Hello and welcome to our coverage of the pro stage from the EWS Val di Fassa Trentino. We are in the stunning Italian Dolomites for the third round of the season and our first from a country that has brought us so many historic moments over the years. Third fastest today, Andriane Lamphy in the pro women's class. Josh, great to see ALM back at it.
Great to see Dave back at it. She's had a fantastic start to this weekend here. She had a bit of a puzzle last weekend with a couple of issues with the heat and liaison times, and it's great to see her start this weekend with a bit of mojo back and really fire up for the rest of the racing ahead.
Our first look at the stages here at Val di Fassa as well, and you got to keep your eyes off the beautiful scenery, but lots and lots of routes, lots and lots of loam and options all over the place.
Tight turns for days, there's rocks, there's roots. We've had a bit of rain overnight, which has caused chaos amongst practice this morning, and these steep technical sections were just treacherous in the early slippery conditions.
Now the pro women's field today dominated by three national champions, no spoilers, but Andriane Lamphy, she almost won in La Tuile, of course, last season, only for that heartbreak right on the final stage with the ankle injury and the crash. But great to see a former world number 3 right back at the sharp end and really in the hunt tomorrow, just 3 seconds back off the fastest time today.
Extremely tight racing here today. Now this line here was treacherous for all of the races. She handled that like an absolute champion that she is, maintained great speed, exited on fire. Look at the horsepower coming up the final straight there.
I had a really tough race last weekend, and I think I'm feeling a little bit of fatigue. And I actually wasn't in the mood at all today, and I was trying to lie myself, and I was like, no, it'll be okay. And I just turned it around, like climbing up to the stage, and I was like, just gotta ride and minimize the mistakes and pushed really hard physically. It was a really tough finish sprint.
And here we are then, second fastest time, Raquel Richter with a 4:09.3, the German national champion, freshly signed to the Ibis squad. And she had a difficult round at the last time, taking that high line there.
Difficult round in pits, and she definitely suffered a bit of an injury there on one of those really steep, rough stages. So to bounce back here with a second place in the pro stage to start the weekend here in the Val di Fassa Trentino round, it's a fantastic way to get her racing back on track. Good for the confidence, and great to see. Yeah,
she shot to fame back at the Lizor round in 2019, where she finished second place as a privateer. Took a little bit more time, finished just, there's Ray Morrison in front of her, so she has caught the rider in front.
And that is no easy feat. Taking 30 seconds out of any of these athletes on a short and wild stage like this, it means you are on the gas, charging through that hectic section. Look at the crowd. The Italians are fired up for this one.
Yeah, and here they come down the line then. Ray Morrison not held her up too much anyway. I wonder if there was a problem for Morrison actually, but a big run from Raquel Richter over the line.
It's great. I feel like I'm riding better when I consider myself more as an underdog, so I don't put as much pressure on myself and just enjoy riding my bike, because I think I'm the one who stands in my way the most. I just cleared my head from all my expectations and did a good run, I think.
Here we are then, the fastest rider on course today, and we can jump on board with Isabel Corduria riding for the Lapierre Zip Collective, a 4:08.5. Josh, she's looking ominous, isn't she, this weekend already?
Oh, after a dominant performance last weekend in Petsen, and again to start the weekend with a massive result here. This stage was so hectic with all the technical routes, sections, holes, berms, and to come out swinging with a stage win was a great start.
I spoke with her mechanic Craig Miller earlier today, and he told me that she is most definitely back. She's chilled out, she's relaxed, and if she's on her race bike, she is the fastest racer on course. And here comes Isabel. You can see there's a little punch of a climb here.
Not that you can tell. Look at the speed she's carrying up there. She's flying up this course. Literally, that is very steep. Not that you can tell with the pace she's taken up there. Not to mention her corner speed in the early part of this stage. It definitely shows that she is on the pace. She's riding well. She's confident on her new machine. And it's a very big warning sign to the rest of her competitors.
Yeah, it's up to the chase and pack really to sort out amongst themselves who is going to really take Isabel on this season. But we see you just drop down here and look at the loam through here. What a place to race bikes, Josh.
Look at the loam. Stop it. This is the stuff dreams are made of. Littered with slippery little noodles everywhere, but the deep dark loam in between is just stuff that just makes your dreams come alive.
So it's about 3 seconds faster today than anyone else. Not a huge amount of time, but certainly she's put herself in pole position, and more importantly, she's walked away with a handful of points for the overall as well, and points being prizes.
inside line there for the win, coming into this final hectic section. Look at the crowd. They're lined 3 or 4 deep. Now this bit, she makes that look so simple and
Visibly
easy.
carrying more speed there.
Ripping through this final section. This last section was literally made of quicksand. It was soaking riders up left, right and centre, but she is just floating through there like a butterfly and stinging like a bee towards the end.
And here she comes down the line, chased by Cedric. There you go, that's how you win a pro stage, and that is how you take home the points. Fastest today, Isabel Corduria.
This one was really hard, so physical and a bit flat, but with a lot of root section. So I just did try to stay smooth. I was not so smooth, but I tried at least, and tried to push on the pedals where I could. But it's very, very close, so I'm happy I could take it, and I'm super stoked also for Rafaela, because she struggled with her shoulder, and seeing her back in shape is really cool.
There we go then, confirmation. Corduria the fastest, Richter, Lamfinado, Morgan Shar back in 4th, Hattie Harnden 5th, Ines Toma in 7th, Noga Karem back in 8th. Here we go then, the fastest pro men, Slavomir Lukasic, the fastest Polish mountain biker in the world at the minute. Josh, great to see this guy who really broke through last season as a privateer take it to the top of the timesheets.
Absolutely. He had a standout performance last year in the 2021 series, and to back it up this year with a new ride, a factory team, he's starting the season strong, and with a performance like this going into the Sunday stages here in the Dolomites, it's really something to look out for.
Yeah, he was absolutely gassed after this one, but really a big physical rider, really, really strong and really making sense of all. Oh, you see the bike just flicking away from him just on the way in there, making short work of that, Lukasic.
These corners are so steep and gnarly, and he's making it just look like an absolute roller coaster. Fantastic riding here, letting that bike dance underneath him. The slippery roots are no thing for this young fella. He's having a ripping time down this stage.
Well, it was actually one of the big news stories from last season, maybe perhaps overshadowed by that title battle. He finished 11th in the world as a privateer.
Fantastic to see. Huge sprint to the finish line. There's a couple of 1,000 kilo wasps being laying down there.
Lukasic over the line in the 3rd. Here we go, 2nd today, but not by much. Jesse Melamed with a 3:31.5, 3 seconds off the pace. Absolutely nothing in terms of what lies ahead of them tomorrow.
Look at the speed in the very first corner. Jesse is hungry. He's tasted that win, and he wants more of it. Now, this weekend is going to be a massive weekend for our championship contenders. And for Jesse to show up today for the first pro stage, show up in a fantastic result, riding well, riding calm and collected, he is right in the hunt for this weekend's race.
Jesse, of course, running the yellow plate off the series leader, but him and Richie Rude actually locked together in terms of points in the oval. Look at Jesse through there.
Oh, loves it. Look at him go, just letting that thing eat, coming down this loamy and rooty stage. Now, this will be very similar to the trails he's used to at home. He's a fan favourite of Whistler. He's used to the roots and the loam and the rocks, and he's putting it to good use here in the Trentino round.
Yeah, so he's locked together with Richie Rude. Little bobble there.
Slight little bobble, but you cannot notice it coming through that final section. This corner here was a clutch piece. The riders who made it happen in this turn had a huge impact on the timesheet.
There you go, series leader over the line, 3:31.5. Richie Rude then, fastest on course today, 3:28.4, and look at the speed of him right out of the gate.
And you'd think there was a slight earth tremor, but no, it was just Richie Rude smashing down the mountain this afternoon, putting down all of the horsepower that he has to play with. Can corner Richie, and this track was just feeding it to him the whole afternoon.
This track, this stage, absolutely covered in holes, absolutely covered in rocks, and this man is not scared of them. They move out of the way for him, yet he's Richie Rude on the hunt. He wants that yellow plate back, he wants that title lead back, and this is how you set about it.
Now, this is a dangerous Richie that we're looking at right here, being behind. This is uphill. This is an uphill climb that is steep. Any normal person is going up here in the granny ring. You can hear him chewing on the stem as he rips up this climb here to attack the lower parts of this stage. Fast, furious, violent. Just a few words to describe Richie Rude. He attacks this bottom section. The loam was getting deeper. It was getting browner.
Here we go.
The overnight rain held up a treat. It made, like I said before, it was treacherous in practice. But it was fantastic and prime time come racing this afternoon.
Look how well the bike's working through there for Richie.
Being aggressive, being confident, a couple of keys to Richie's riding style that he really used to his advantage today. And now he's going to have a slight, very slight, but a big advantage going into the rest of the racing come Sunday.
Yeah, it's not much on the timesheets, but it's a big psychological advantage for Rude tomorrow.
With everyone being so tight on the timesheet, for Richie to come out with a pretty good gap, considering last year came down to within seconds, it's got to breed confidence into the young fella. And going into the big stages coming into the weekend, I mean, Tutti Frutti, it's the monster of the race. So this is a great way to start and a great confidence-inspiring ride for Richie Rude.
Yeah, right down to the wire between him and Jack Moyer last season. The champ back down in 5th today. It really is shaping up to be Melling versus Rude in this one, and it's first blood to Richie.
Roost coming off that rear tyre.
This section, brutal, just full of holes, dappled light. You can't see anything. Rude making short work of it.
A couple of 1,000 watts being laid down here. Look at the power coming into the finish line. Now, this finish line was so hard for these riders after a very physical stage, and to finish with a big sprint.
There we go.
Great way to do it.
Even Enrico could hardly keep up with him there. 328.4 in the lead.
You got to give it on the pedals since you're gonna like, when it's flat and rooty, you got to like obviously keep your speed going, but remember to like breathe and ride the rooty stuff smooth, because like if you don't, then obviously you will go slower, and being that little bit fresher helps too. Fun day tomorrow. Yeah, Titans will be more like this, but a bit longer, and the day keeps on getting better after that one. So.
There we have it then, confirmation. Richie Rude making it sound and look easy ahead of Melamed, Lukasic, Borges and Jack Moyer in 5th. Martin Mays down in 8th. And that is it then. There you go. The race is perfectly set for tomorrow.